in me face, partner. Yo. I think the craziest part about watching people turn fake is like I had this feeling all along that they were, you know, fake, and now it's just been confirmed. I stay out of drama. I always have. I actually run from that type of like stuff. I don't like drama. I'm not a drama queen. It seems to follow me though, as you've seen. Yeah. It loves me, you know. It absolutely loves me. So I try to stay far away from it. You know, it's really a sign though. It's really a sign that, yeah, that I'm right. Y'all made dinner. Sure did. I need to make a protein. I ain't had time to like think. I'm so excited about this. I saw this girl that's a bodybuilder. That is really bothering me. I saw this other girl that's a bodybuilder, and she made these like taco boats with potatoes. That's what that is. So, hello. Hey, Kaylee. I hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. You see what I'm doing. I'm actually getting prepared for tonight. I might as well get as much food, water, and cleanliness as I can, because, yeah. It's going to be chilly tonight. I've got 2 long sleeve shirts and 2 pairs of pants that I'll sleep in. For those that don't know, I'm homeless. I live on the streets. 69 degrees. So I have to prepare for that. This is water. I have to prepare for that because that is cold. If you are sunburnt like me, that's actually like freezing. So, protein. Gotta stick with it. I just washed this cup, so there's water. I nailed it. Right at 8 ounces. I'm getting good. I can usually free-pour and eye it. I usually put a little bit of Greek yogurt in this too. You can just throw like a dollop of like Greek yogurt in your blender bottle and it'll blend up just fine with the protein. Not bad. I do like that, but I think I like the Walmart brand better. It's getting on my nerves. It has creatine, the Walmart brand. I like that a little better. I might get that again next time. So how cold is it going to be tonight? 69 degrees. I don't know what I'm going to do when it gets actually cold outside. Like when it starts to like freeze outside. I don't know what the plan is. I don't have one. I can't make one, you know. I don't have a steady income. YouTube pays me, but they don't pay me very much. So, and it's not consistent. So every month it varies and things are always subject to change. So I don't know. I don't know. Hello? Oh, oops. Oh. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do when it gets cold. I'm just glad it's not raining. Because it rained for like 2 or 3 days and it made everything so impossible. I don't think that people understand that I've been stalked from the internet, but now that one of my stalkers has been arrested, and he was, you can go see the video on my page, Maybe people will understand now why I've been more secretive about protecting myself. Like, it's really crazy that I lost everything because of internet trolls, and that I'm actually homeless because of internet trolls. I'm not homeless because of anything I did. I wish that I could sit here and say, you know, my drug problem or my alcohol problem or whatever led to this, but my homelessness is because of the internet. So I understand that I have thousands of videos, and so let me reiterate, the reason I am homeless is because people from the internet called my employer and had me fired from my job. That was 2 months ago down in Jacksonville, Florida. And so that's one of the many reasons why I lost my truck. Another big reason why I lost my truck is because 2 women from Planet Fitness decided to call the law and lie on me, stating that I spit on them and that I threatened to harm them. And in all actuality, they actually threatened to whoop my ass and actually spat on me. But because I had priors from 20 years ago, this is policy and procedure. They're just going to arrest the violent offender, even if it's been 20 years since their last conviction. And that's exactly what happened to me. So as you can see, neither one of those incidents I did to society. That was things happening to me. And unfortunately, these types of things continue to happen to me. So yeah, it's really crazy. It's just crazy how evil society is. I mean, this is past evil. I would rather deal with an actual psychopath than deal with most of these people out here. At least with a psychopath, I know who I'm getting. You know what it's crazy. So anyways, I don't know what I'm going to do when it gets damn. I'm sorry you don't have any balls, sir. I'm sorry that my balls are bigger than yours because you're scared to be a man. I love it. So, anybody else? Anybody else? And if you don't understand why he was just blocked, then you need to go ahead and go too. Thank God they already left. All the haters left. 1 minute it was at 116, and then when I said if you don't know he was blocked, then yes. I love that. I'm starting to get to, I can see how many people actually support me and which ones are the fake ones and which ones are children and which ones are actual adults. I'm starting to be able to see by the numbers. It's very interesting. So I cooked because I don't get home cooked meals, and I deserve this because I work my ass off and I'm a good person. And yeah, I cooked. Hey, Christy. So I got this idea from this lady. I didn't bake them. I made them in the microwave. I don't have an oven. So, yeah. So I baked them in the microwave, or I nuked them. It's a sweet potato. So this one is a sweet potato, but it's littler. But I got them leaned up on each other because that one's imploding. So it's a baked potato and a sweet potato, and you put whatever you want on them. I got this idea from a girl on YouTube. She called them taco potatoes. It's a great way to get vegetables. And you know what? She put all of these fancy vegetables on top of hers. And when I was making these, I don't have groceries here. I was just like, I had brought a half a pound of hamburger and the potatoes, right? And so I'm looking and I don't see any vegetable. I mean, there's like not a literal vegetable in that fridge. So I was like, what am I going to do? And then I was like, I started laughing at myself because I was trying to think of how I was going to introduce the plate. Yo, I was going to say, here's my taco potatoes without vegetables. They are vegetables! I completely forgot while making them that potatoes were vegetables. And I'm looking around this kitchen for vegetables to put on my vegetable. Do you understand? I am so dumb. I laughed so hard. I was like, well, here's my food, but I ain't showing a healthy lifestyle with no vegetables on these things. send help right now. Okay. These are healthy potatoes that are vegetables. These are in fact vegetables. Don't fret. I know it looks delicious and it don't look like it's got no vegetables in it, but there is in fact vegetables in there. My dumbass. So funny. Say grace. We should. Sorry, I have to think first. Come, Lord Jesus, be our guest, and with this food, let us be blessed. Amen. Thank God. Yes. So I got a sweet potato. I didn't put no butter or sugar on that or anything like that because it's a sweet potato. It doesn't need it. That's why it's sweet. So you don't need sugar. God's gift to earth. Then I got, so there's hamburger down in there. I made like a little boat. There's jalapenos on the sweet one. I'm hoping the jalapeno or the sweet potato will even out the spice from those jalapenos because they're not candied. Candied. And then this sweet potato, this regular potato has cottage cheese, hamburger, a little bit of shredded cheese, and avocado. I guess you could put whatever you wanted. And I seasoned both. Well, I seasoned the potato. I didn't season this one because it's sweet. It don't need it. It don't need it. Oh, thank you, E. Haynes. Mad Italian. I usually pray. I need to get better. Me and God and Jesus, we be arguing a lot, okay? I ain't gonna lie. This ain't no typical Christian over here, y'all. I got questions. I want a little bit of potato and I can't get in there. Okay, so listen. I've come to terms with the fact that this is not my home, and I probably shouldn't be ruining these people's carpet. Oh my God, the struggle. I said I needed help. Sorry. Lord, give me a minute. I put cottage cheese, but I bet that would be even better. I'm gonna try the sweet one. I got way too many jalapenos on top. Is that my hair? Lord have mercy. Y'all, I'm done. I'm just done. I had a handful of hair. I picked up whatever I dropped. And when I picked that up, hamburger, cheese, sweet. The cheese is on top. It's orange too. And then jalapeno on the side. I picked up a wad of hair. That's my favorite. The sweet, the spicy. The hamburger, I season with onion powder. Onion powder. And, God, that jalapeno. Garlic salt. Solid 8 out of 10. I don't think I cut everything up good enough. There's avocado, hamburger, cottage cheese, and regular cheese. Oh, and potato. I love that idea. Great way. And you could make that a family event. If you're feeding a family of 4 or 6, just bake the baked potatoes, cut them open, stuff them with butter, salt, pepper, and then put all the toppings out on the side and let the kids get what they want. Great idea. Make it a family event. Especially if they ain't used to damn vegetables. Make it fun, so they want to eat. Sometimes getting those tiny little hands involved helps the process of eating. They get excited. They're helping cooking or making their own plate. Y'all, my little devil horns. I feel like I'm turning into that brother on Little Nicky. It's delicious. Yes, I talked to Jesus. You want to call it talking? I think I need to learn on communicating a little bit myself. I do wish that had tomatoes and onions on that, but it's okay. This is a whole hell of a step up from what I'm used to anyways. Oh, that's a perfect bite. Jalapeno beef and sweet potato. Can you see the jalapeno? Oh. And I dropped him. Come back. I love jalapenos. These are not candied, but I do like the candied ones better. Yeah. I fuck with this. As soon as I saw she had baked potatoes, I was like, sold. How we cooking them? Here we are the next day. This is amazing. You can put whatever you got in the fridge. She put like cilantro and lime, and she drizzled some fancy white. Oh, she took not Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, and made a sauce with it. I wish I could think of her name. Beautiful blonde, bodybuilder, few tattoos. God, that's half the internet, Brooke. That's you. Jesus. I'm more like, I don't know what my hair color is. That looks red. That looks white. We got a little blonde here. I don't know what it is. The red really comes out in the winter, and the blonde, like the sandy brown, comes out in the summer and the sun. Hey, it's like I got two different hair colors naturally all year. That's kind of cool. Thank you, No Way Affiliated. Hey, Pete. Yeah, I did. I looked at Walmart for an electric bike. Is that what you're talking about? Could you see me looking at... Hold on. Wait up. Wait a minute. What? I was looking at an e-bike online this morning. You're not talking about that, are you? Because if you are, I'm just curious. As I need to know how you know that I was looking for an e-bike online. Is my Walmart snooping, window shopping, public information? No, I'm not going to buy one from Walmart, but I saw your Walmart bike search. Oh, you're talking about when I physically went into the store. Jesus Christ. Tuna, chicken, what is it? You're talking about when I physically went into the store. Okay, well, that kind of freaked me out because this morning I was looking up e-bikes online, and then nobody knows about that. That was just me and the cell phone. So I did add a couple of things to the cart at Walmart, but I didn't purchase anything. Y'all see how being stalked makes my mind work? PTSD in action. That's hilarious. Yes, the one with the flat tires. Okay. Sorry. I definitely have post-traumatic stress disorder from being stalked for the past 2 years. Absolutely. You know, as most of y'all know, I have a primary therapist and a clinical. So, yeah. Yay. However, they say that I'm getting really good at handling CPTSD, no matter how many traumatic events I go through. Somehow, the more I go through, the more I'm able to push through. So, it's a blessing and a curse. But it's okay. Anything I go through, I'm just going to have to spend the rest of my life working through in therapy. Oh, God, it's so funny. It is good, but be careful, No Way Affiliated. Don't eat too much. It'll, those sugar alcohols will mess up your stomach. Eat a very small slice, and I would not recommend any more than a literal tablespoon of that icing that it comes with, because I'm telling you right now. Well, I mean, it's good for people if you have stomach issues, you can't never use the bathroom. This was made for you. Use everything you got. Seriously. But, yeah, the sugar alcohol, it's delicious, but the sugar alcohols they mess with your stomach big time. They have a laxative effect in most people. So if you have problems going, then get you some sugar-free cake. Bake you a cake. Jalapeno, sweet potato, hamburger. So good. Definitely have PTSD from all the bullshit I've been through from being homeless and on the streets and my channel. And just, you know, the blatant lies. Like, nobody talks about that part. That's what I was trying to, like, talk about in August's video this afternoon when I was talking about that adult film star. And she was so much more than that. It sucks that I have to describe her that way because that was her career. That was who she had to be to survive. Okay? Anyways, the amount of lies, like from that one tweet, that spawned into them trying to destroy her character. And they bullied her and made up bold-faced lies. That whole tweet got turned into a game of telephone. Like, they were just... Do y'all remember that game? Do y'all know what I'm talking about when I say that? You remember when we was in school and the teacher would get all the kids in a circle and we would whisper in each other's ear, and then we would start on one end of the room and then get to the other end of the room, and we would discover that it was misinformation, the original sentence that was said. So it'd be something like, ducks quack. Let's imagine there's 20 students in a room and a teacher. They're all in a circle. And the teacher starts this game by whispering into the students' ears, ducks quack. And every student goes around to the student beside them and they whisper, ducks quack. And then when we get to the end of the circle, the last student says, ducks quack. Well, that's never the case because human nature, usually the sentence is completely different. It'll be like, the sky is blue, which is completely off course of what the teacher originally said. And what it shows is behavioral patterns in humans. It's so much deeper than just a game. It shows the propensity for human nature. It shows that people lie. People switch up the words. And what ends up happening is these children, they'll say ducks quack. And then the next one will be like, ducks fart. And then the next one will be like, skies fart. And then the next one will be like, the sky farts. And then the next one will be like, the sky is silver. Do you see what I'm saying? And then the next one says, the sky is blue. Slowly but surely, piece by piece, everything gets misconstrued, turned around, and something that was never said is claimed to have been said. It's crazy. Learn this in kindergarten. I guess I just forgot it through all the trauma. Human nature. People suck. A $9 potato? Really? This one's not even as big as my hand. Tiny. That's all your girl could afford. In this economy, I'm always looking for the smallest apple in the bunch. The smallest onion, the smallest potato. Hell, you got to be careful nowadays the way they're genetically modifying this crap. And some of those potatoes or onions will weigh well over 1.5 pounds. I ain't never in my life. And that's why the blueberries don't taste like blueberries and the watermelon don't taste like watermelon. They've been playing with our food for decades. That's why we all fat and depressed. Listen, I don't make the rules. I just take the observations. Yeah, it was just a little bit of cheese. That one I put cottage cheese, and that was actually really good with the hamburger. She did sour cream in hers. Listen. The thing about being in a calorie deficit or trying to lose weight is to not restrict yourself, because if you do, if you literally cut everything out at once, it's only a matter of time before you give up on your weight loss journey because you've restricted yourselves too much. You know what I mean? If I had sour cream, I would have put it on there, and y'all saw that I had cheese on both of these. Well, Google says that cheese is horrible for a weight loss diet. I say otherwise. Cheese helps me get my vegetables down, you know? Moderation. I want another sweet potato. This is literally so good. Oh, yeah. I didn't put no butter on this one. I was trying to, I ate a lot of butter last month. I mean, seriously. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it with the bad fats. Butter, like typical butter, like real butter that's made out of like cow's milk, cream, that's not too bad for you. Like, it's part of a whole food diet. We need some of those fats to function for proper energy production as well. So you can't be too restrictive. I think that a lot of people are confused about, because there's so many diets out here. I mean, think about it. There's keto, there's carnivore, there's 75 and hard, those are just a few that I can think of. And so every single diet does something different, which muddies the water and leaves everybody confused as to where and how to even start. You know what I mean? It's like, well, this diet I tried before said that I couldn't have oil. Can I have oil? Yes, you can have oil. Preferably. Like, not like canola, but like, and see, that's what I'm saying. I guess I need to be specific. Avocado oil. What's the other one? The natural one. Which one is that? Lord have mercy. Y'all, them potatoes have got me hot. Is it vegetable oil? I don't remember. Olive oil. Yeah. Yeah, there's like so much misconception. Some people think that olive oil is bad. It's not. Butter, it's not. I mean, everything's bad for you in mass quantities. You know? Tylenol is a pain reliever, but if you take too much of that, it'll cause a headache. You know? So, I don't even know where that come from. What the hell? Was that a cat? I think it was. I think that was a cat stand-up. God, I love him. Happy, hungry, sleepy. Anyways, yeah, too much of anything is bad for you. Even water. Oh, I feel so much better. I was like, my stomach, when my phone was acting up earlier, my stomach was messing up. Like, I was hungry. I was starving. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. Sugar. What mayonnaise is that? Is it an avocado mayonnaise? Does it taste similar to Duke's? I have milk lip. I need a good mayonnaise too. I ain't got no napkin now. And I gotta wear this shirt sleeping tonight, so I don't want to get it dirty. Yeah, Duke's mayonnaise is my downfall. Can't lay off the Duke's. Stuff is so good. Every time I make a wrap or anything, I gotta have Duke's mayonnaise. And I know that's not good because of the trans fats and stuff. It's horrible. Mayonnaise is actually one of the worst ones, right next to like salad dressings. Anything that's super thick like that looks like mayonnaise, ranch, anything that uses mayonnaise, ranch, it's gonna be fattening as hell. You want to stay away from stuff like that. Like I said, those silent calories that sneak up on you are gonna be in sodas and sauces. I need to come up. Sodas, sauces, and sugar. The triple S's of obesity. Sodas. It's the silent weight gainers. So it's your drinks, your sodas, sugars, and sauces. Those are like the silent weight gainers. Nobody really thinks about. Duke's has no sugar. Yeah, but it's got that damn trans fat. mm. Y'all, that was so good. I'll be hungry in like an hour. Let's see here. That's so funny. Yeah, I was looking at e-bikes online this morning. You know them things go for like $2,000-$3,000. When did I know that I was living in a different economy? When I looked up a damn bicycle that cost more than the purchase of my first car. You know what I mean? I was like, $2,000? I mean, sure, you can get one from Temu that's going to work for 10 days for $300. But who wants to trust that? I ain't never bought shit from Temu, and I ain't about to start today, okay? You get what you pay for. I'm not one of them Sheen girlies. Might have used to be back in like 2020, but not anymore. You know what I mean? I learned my lesson. I got burned. Absolutely not. $2,000 for a bicycle. I mean, it is electric, but it don't even go like 50 miles. They go like 30, 40 miles, I think was the tops that I saw. And then it takes them another 5-6 hours to charge. It's a headache waiting to happen. It just sounds like a problem waiting to happen. I can already see me losing my shit because I have no power. Well, I guess I have the wheels. I can bike it myself. But, you know, who wants to go through the trouble of that when you just pay $2,000 for a bicycle? That thing better not only get me up this hill, but it better build me a house and take my hand in marriage and birth me some kids. $2,000. Gosh, that's insane. Really, it better wash dishes. Does it know how to fold clothes? $2,000. Yeah, no, that wasn't the cheapest one. One of the cheapest one was from Temu, and that's like $400. I bet you it won't work. I bet you it won't work. Where's the damn? Hell, I bought my bicycle from Walmart and it don't work. Falling apart. My phone be messing up. Come back. Why did I mess with it? Oh, that was so good. Yeah, I guess you could put whatever on there. I think she put chicken on hers, if I'm not mistaken. No, she did beef. She did beef because she called it a taco potato or potato taco. And then she put like green peppers, tomatoes, onions, some kind of Greek dressing that was sugar-free, plain Greek yogurt she mixed up in a bottle. You could put whatever. I put avocado. I tried to put healthy stuff, but I really didn't have anything because, well, I guess when I was in the store looking for vegetables, I bought 2 vegetables, not expecting to decorate these vegetables with more vegetables. I mean, who wants to buy a whole onion and a whole tomato and then use it for the topping on this and then waste it? Because that's what it would have happened. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, I was going to see what they're doing downtown. Maybe we can, like, do something. We don't never do nothing. We've literally become so boring in the past 2 years. Homelessness, I think, you know what it was? It was, I mean, I'm grateful. Sorry. My ADHD. I mean, I'm grateful. Like, how can I say this? I'm not grateful for what I've had to go through the past 2 years, but it's definitely made me a stronger person. Like, and not only that, it's helping me to understand myself better too. Yeah. There was something else I was gonna say and I forgot. Yeah. Oh, it was the triggering of my CPTSD that led me to becoming a more isolated person, and in the process I found happiness. Ain't that crazy? So like all of this bad shit that's happened to me, if it wouldn't have happened, I might still be the same person that I was 3-4 years ago. You know what I mean? So like I guess it's the silver lining. Silver lining. There you go. Sorry. What the hell, Brooke? I don't know what's going on, because I could have swore he said, oh, we're doing this, and then I look it up and it's not showing up, but it could just be that, technology. It was supposed to make things easier. Why did it make everything more difficult? You go to look up something, and it's like 4 different things on it, and you don't even know what's what. I know I'm not the only one that goes through that. It's crazy. It's made things more complex, in my opinion. Yeah, I've become a loser since I become homeless. I don't do anything anymore. We don't do anything. Where's my vape? If I gotta be outside, I might as well make the most of it, right? Maybe do something fun. Oh, thank you. I got it from Goodwill. I wear mostly men's stuff when I'm around the house. It's just more comfortable. And like most of my workout stuff's men's too. It's crazy. Oh, I'm too lazy to get up. So. You know what I was about to do, right? Okay. I be trying so hard. You know, the internet is, it's kind of teaching me why I'm not able to deal with people the same way that other people are able to deal with too. Yeah. I know the level of respect that I hold for others and myself, So it's disappointing to constantly meet people who are disrespectful. And you can tell usually by the outside of them if they respect themselves or not. So don't be surprised when they start disrespecting you. But seriously, I think I have a lot of problems because of the level of respect that I hold towards society and the lack thereof it in society. You know what I mean? Like, it's so improper to do a lot of the things that the men do on my channel. And I don't think that they are consciously aware. I don't. I think it's a lack of intelligence. And I think that these social issues are going to get much, much worse. Like that whole stalker situation. I am literally homeless. I have enough stress on me. The last thing I need is to be worried about a court date for some loser that was obsessed with me. But here we are. Here we are. I have to go to court for this warrant every single month until they sentence him. So here is yet again another person who Brooke did not know, Brooke has never met, interjecting themselves into Brooke's life to cause problems because they're obsessed with her. Now they're in jail. And now Brooke, who is homeless, has to make accommodations to make it to court to make sure that this asshole is not let out of jail and he faces consequences for his actions. If I don't go to court, then they will dismiss the charges. It's really an unfair process, especially when I have so much evidence. You guys were there. Y'all saw him stalking me. How many instances were there? 70 approximately, 50 to 70 in less than 3 weeks. So he clearly was not going to leave me alone. Imagine you go out to your job every day, and as you're sitting in your office, some crazy heifer who you do not know keeps circling your office, and they do it 15 times a day. And while they're doing it, they're waving and laughing at you while drinking beer and smoking dope. Because that's what happened to me. The only difference is I didn't have an office to protect me. He deserves everything that is coming to him. And I honestly wonder if he's out of jail. Y'all want to call the Rockingham Sheriff's Office and see if he's in jail still? I wonder if he made bond. I should have just blocked him. Remember a while ago when I said, I'm too full to get up? I was going to block that asshole. And I was like, well, let me just. That's why I said sometimes I just, you know. And look, I was right. My gut intuition was right. How did I know? Let's call him. How do I know? I'll tell you how I know. Because I've done a lot more living than most people. That's how. I've lived 5 fucking lives. Let's see here. Rockingham County Sheriff's Office Jail. It would be their jail. Rockingham County Jail. Phone number. I got beef in my teeth. I don't think that's the right number. This is what I be talking about. Google says that that's the number. Detention center. Hold on. That's the same number. Maybe I didn't hear the number. So weird. Booking. That's why I didn't understand. I need a button for them. Yes, sir. I'm calling to see. I'm calling to see if there's a guy in jail that I took a warrant out for stalking. I'm just trying to keep myself safe and also make sure that he has a court date September 18th. It's Jason Sanchez Harrison. It's Hairston.
Jason Harrison is out on bond.
Out on bond. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So he did make bond, but he'll have that September court date. So I'll have to continue to show up for that. So more than likely what will happen is they will give him probation with an order to leave me alone indefinitely. The problem is I don't think that that he'll be able to pass the drug test. I don't think he's strong enough. He can't give the weed up. I think he would violate probation over something minor like marijuana. Absolutely. Or violate probation while out on parole for this. So, you know, if he has any contact with me at all, I'm to call law enforcement and he'll be rearrested for violating a no contact order. Now that he is out on bond, he has been notified that he is to have no contact with me. He's not even supposed to watch my channel. Let me be clear. He's to have no contact with me. If I even see him near me, he will go back to jail in violation of this order. I'm not playing with these idiots anymore. I don't deserve any of this. I came to this platform and exposed myself, if that's what you want to call it. I came to this platform being honest about my story, and people have taken everything that I have told the internet about, and they have twisted it around, made up lies, and now I have people out here in the streets stalking me over lies, or either just, are they perverts or do they have a personal vendetta? I don't really give a shit. I really don't give a shit. I think there's multiple subcategories of these types of perpetrators when it comes to me. And I do think that a few of those subcategories are personal because they don't agree with what I have to say. That's a personal problem. That doesn't mean that you get to come stalk somebody, especially somebody that has mental health problems, who is quite clear that they don't want to have to kill anybody, but they will. It's really sad that people have become so sheepish that they don't know what defense looks like. They victim blame. Everybody jumps on that train of victim blaming. You remember the first year that I said I was being stalked and the internet said I was lying? Remember that? Remember when they were saying that I was a meth head? Remember? Because I do. I do. And then a year later, they're like, oh my God, you're being stalked. Nice of you to notice. Now, a year too late, after my truck tire had been stabbed out, after I went to jail for shit I didn't do, after I lost my truck, had to drop out of school. Like, all of these things have been because of the internet. My situation is not my fault, and all of it has been recorded. It's crazy. It really goes to show that everything I talk about is not only true, but the world is becoming a more evil place every single day. It's disturbing. It makes me fear for my children. Because I thought as a small child that when I grew up, that adults were not only rational, but they were honest. That they were kind of morally obligated to do the right things. And it's so crazy because for like 30 years, society tried to make it out that I was this horrible person. I was the problem. I'm the drug addict. I'm the junkie. I'm the sex worker. Ain't it interesting, though, that this sex worker junkie for the past two and some change has dedicated every single day, despite her circumstances, to get out here and bring awareness to these social situations? I find that interesting. It's just like all of my stalkers and haters and trolls that are always trying to get in contact with me through any means, by all means, okay? But all I do is constantly run from all these losers. Who's really the bad guy here? Don't you think that if I was such a bad person that people would be running from me? Common sense ain't that good, huh? I'm not saying I'm perfect. I never have. I've done some horrible things. I have so much I want to share with y'all, but we're never going to get there with the amount of hate I face. They don't deserve it. Nobody deserves it. You know what I mean? I came here with a purpose. And in the process of just solely trying to survive and work every day, people have tried to snuff out my dream. People have tried to steal my future even though I have nothing to steal. Everything's already been stolen. Everything that was important is gone. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. This is a sick-ass world. Sick-ass world. I don't care who says what. No one deserves harm because they say something. I don't care if they say the N-word. No one deserves to have their life destroyed, their future stolen, and be homeless on the streets with no way to fend for themselves and food in their belly. Have we really gotten to this low place? I mean, it's low place in society where listen, I wish I could speak from experience, but I don't hate myself. Have they gotten to such a low place in society that they hate themselves so much that they want to see someone who's already been constantly victimized harmed even more? It's crazy. It makes me sick. It really does. It makes me sick because of people like August. She was a child being exploited by the porn industry because of childhood trauma, struggling with substance abuse problems so that she could film porn, okay? Let me be very clear. And because she didn't want to risk getting AIDS from a man who did gay porn, and she tweeted about it, warning other porn stars to be careful with agencies who book these porn shoots, and the internet ripped her apart. They absolutely gutted her. They gutted her, saying that she was transphobic, homophobic, and she hung herself. And she was a child. Still a baby, actually, 23. It's so unfair, and it's really fucked up how society puts all of this pressure on these children. I was not even in conscious awareness until around the age of 30. I don't remember drinking water. I don't remember eating. I don't remember how I kept my head above water for the damn 12, 13, 14 years I was on my own before my 30s. It's like I was operating on autopilot, not aware of anything but my own self, you know? We put way too much on children. Way too much. 20 years old is absolutely still a child. you know, and these children, they're at different stages. When I was 18, I had the mentality of a 13-year-old. Because of my upbringing, I was not like, you know, acquainted with society at all. I knew nothing about society at 18, and I'd been on my own for 2 years at that point. So, you know, I think that we put way too much on young people, and I was still a child when I was that age. I did not come into my own until probably about 30, which was probably around the time that I was getting clean, 32, you know, and it's not okay. None of this. People being out here stalking people off the internet, telling them to harm themselves. And, you know, I have a huge problem with YouTube not doing anything about it. It seems like YouTube promotes that type of degeneracy for clicks and views. And I really wonder how many children, YouTube creators, have lost their lives over the same type of bullying that I have to face. And not to mention, like I told you, there's a whole bunch of drama popping off this year with a whole bunch of creators. Every single creator that is my favorite creator, I can think of like 24 right now off the top of my head, and I'm not going to name drop because that's their. First of all, any other creator that's going through the amount of hate and bullying and lawsuits and slander and defamation and the doxing and the gang stalking like I am, we don't deserve any of this. And don't you for a fucking minute think about quitting this fucking job. You signed up for this. You've got this. Fuck those people. They're jealous. I'm not the only one. Every single channel I know of is facing hate right now. If you just drop into the comment section of most new creators, it's all hate. And, you know, it's so wrong. And then the creator is like, oh, well, you know, the creators are like, oh, maybe I should quit. No, absolutely not. Fuck those people. Absolutely not. This is your God-given right to damn work. And, you know, some of these people do really good content. I don't watch degenerate shit. I watch people like Dr. Grande, Sloan. That's another one that's wrapped up in some shit. You know, these crazy crackheads are threatening to sue him. Who else was it? Oh, God, there was another one. Let me just report this in work, even though I don't want to. Yeah, most of my favorite creators. I've probably come across like 24 different channels in the past month, where the channel, they're involved in some kind of drama. Usually, sometimes it's legal, sometimes it's not. And YouTube doesn't want to. It doesn't seem like YouTube is really on the side of the creator most of the time, and you guys have witnessed that on my channel. So essentially, you know, and the channels that this is happening to, these are accredited channels. These are good people that push out good content, that work their asses off, specifically Sloan. I've watched him since the start. He doesn't know who I am, but I've watched him since he started his channel, and I've watched him evolve. He even moved like across the country to LA so that he could film and have more job opportunities and business opportunities for his company through YouTube. And then every time I turn around, there's someone else threatening to sue this guy, and he's not doing anything wrong. Everything that he talks about is public information. Everything that he talks about is pop culture. It's not like he's out here really like and you know, he's a much nicer person than me. Much nicer person than me. He doesn't say mean shit. He might make a little dark humor, a little light humor, but he doesn't say. He's not the type of creator to break people down intentionally. He's the type of creator to talk about something, to simply bring awareness to it, or to simply discuss it because it's pop culture. There is no nefarious behavior that I've ever seen out of him. Never. I don't know if y'all know who I'm talking about, but never seen him be petty, nefarious. Like, he's not that type of person. And it's crazy because I would have never imagined that people would be trying to come at him like that because he's such a good person. But clearly, on this side of the fence, it doesn't matter if you push out good content or bad content. If someone thinks that they can make money off of your name Or, yeah, if someone thinks that they can make money off of your name, or they don't like you and they just want to come after you, like, these problems just snowball. It's crazy. I've seen so many, and that's the only one off the top of my head, because that's the one that really bothers me, because he's such a good guy. You can just feel people's energy. It really bothers me. You know, it's like, wait a second. Like, he literally has worked his ass off for like 4 years now that I can recall, 3 or 4. And you're over here trying to literally implode his world. Because let's not be mistaken. This type of stuff that I've been through was absolutely to put me on the streets. Like, these trolls that called my job and got me fired, the intention was for me to lose my truck. So, you know, like, the same thing applies to him. The reason that a person would be trying to sue him over what they perceive, which is probably a lie, because he's an honest person, probably much more honest than most people in society. So, to be over here trying to implode his world and his career is to absolutely take food off the table and put him on the streets. That's how evil this, being on this side of the fence, these people will literally try to do stuff to make you homeless. Do you hear me? You witnessed it. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. So it's just crazy. I love Sloan too. Ain't he great, Amy? He's wonderful. Wishing him all the success. Seriously, I've watched him grow over the years, and like, he's one of the few creators that's kept it real. You know, he really has. He is not sold out. He's not over here being vindictive and trying to, you know, harm people and stuff like that, you know. This does not come with the job. You need to be on a watch list. See, let's talk about this. So he said that me being stalked comes with the job. Us being content creators, we are to expect to be sued in frivolous lawsuits that are baseless lies. You need to be on a watch list. You're not wired right. You know what I mean? So this is my job now, teaching people what's proper and what's not. Teaching men how to talk to women. Like, seriously. Telling women why they're single. Like, this is not what I wanted to do here. Not at all. Not at all. Quite the opposite. I don't want to be on a soapbox. But clearly, people don't know right from wrong. So if I have to come here every day and tell people how to properly behave, I guess I'll have to. Just because someone is in content creation does not mean that they deserve to be stalked, harassed, doxxed, gang stalked. This is what I mean when I say, like, people literally are jealous. Why would you want harm to come to someone just because of their job? I am thoroughly convinced that there has to be, like, every other fucking person is a narcissist. They say 1 out of 10. Then how do I have 100 a day pop up? How do I have 100 a day pop up? You know what I mean? It's crazy. I mean, it's like, people are so unhappy with themselves, and it really shows in my comment section. That is the only reason that people spread hate. There is no other logical explanation as to why people come and spread hate. It's self-loathing. This has been proven through psychology. If you listen to Jordan Peterson, he will explain that self-loathing is right next to miserable. These things go hand in hand. When people are not happy with themselves, their own circumstances in their lives, and they feel hopeless with no dreams and no future, they're going to try to destroy anyone that actually has dreams in the future. It's unfortunate, but I want people who have dreams to know that you need to stay far, far away from everybody. Because the reality is the majority of civilization are extremely unhappy with themselves. And if you have any small success, unfortunately, history has a way of repeating itself, and it's always the ones closest to you that will stab you in the back the quickest, especially if you have something on the line, like, I don't know, happiness, a future. goals, dreams, ambition, worth ethic. People are jealous of that nowadays. They are. They're jealous of strength. They're jealous of the will to survive. You have to be very careful when you have a dream and a goal. You got to keep it close to the vest and stay away from people who you already know have a propensity to be fake. Because most people out here ain't working with very much, honey. They've given up. And they will absolutely try to steal your joy and bring you back to a place of miserable just so you're stuck right there with them. Ain't everybody your friend. Sometimes those people are actually in competition with you, but you're such a kind soul, you don't know that. It's frustrating to continually meet the same types of people in society, It kind of suffocates your hope for like human connection when people just constantly disappoint you. Absolutely. Yeah, what happened, Tony, to men wanting to protect women? Hey, Israel. Yeah, that's another thing. This morning I posted something. It was kind of like, my felonist humor, but it was also like I was being real. Like, I get asked almost every day while I'm single. I get asked, if I'm looking for love in all the wrong places, like everybody on the internet. And I've made it very clear that I'm not interested in dating. I have zero interest in dating. But I posted something this morning where I said, it was like, men, are you single? And then I said, me, do you know how to fight? Like, I mean, it's kind of like, ha, but I'm also like dead ass for real. Because of the death threats, because of the stalking, because of the everything that I've been through. Yeah, I can't just be with any Joe Blow now. See, that's another thing that nobody talks about that society doesn't understand. When you're on this side of the fence, it changes the dynamics of everything. That includes who you date and who you can and cannot date. Like, I ain't even been in this for 2 years and I've already had tires stabbed out, car keyed, stalked, one guy arrested, another 70 stalkers waiting to be arrested. Like, you think I can just go date some snowflake? Let's be for real right now. This is a real conversation. Because they're always coming at me and I'm just little. Yes, you might actually have to literally fight for my love. And I was joking about that part. You don't have to fight for anybody's love, but you know what I mean. Like, you might literally, like if you dated me, you might have to be like on guard, ready to whoop somebody's ass all the time. Because let me tell you, honey, I can't even go buy a sub from Subway and stand and sit under a tree and eat it without people coming at me crazy. If you think for a moment that I would get with the type of man that's not as defensive as me, honey, this is why I'm single. I'll meet him one day. There's somebody out there just as angry as me. He's in the UK. Tommy, is he married? Free Tommy Robinson. Which, by the way, I've been learning a lot about Islam lately because of that whole situation. Mind blowing. Absolutely mind blowing. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, people be like, why are you single? When I find a guy that is dedicated to God as I am, and he understands the mission like I do, then maybe I'll settle down one day. But to be quite frank, most of the guys that I come in contact with, they're scared of bees. So they ain't the one for me. They ain't the one. Can we bring back masculinity in men? I petition for masculine men. See, that's the problem. That's why dudes be getting butthurt over here, because I'm more manly than they are. I'm not manly at all. I grew up a tomboy with a bunch of boys, and I'm grateful for that, honey, because I can finish business if I need to. Always had to. Most men that I've come in contact with try to exploit me. So, you know, always had to be my own protector. It's part of that, I guess, defense that, you know, I'm tough. I've had to be. Most people come to this channel and, you know, the haters, they don't understand because they've never had to survive, and I understand that. But I will settle down when I meet a man that's as strong as I am, that's as dedicated as I am, that has as good a soul as I have. You know? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. If you think for a moment that I will get with some guy, listen, we have a mutual understanding. If it's a she, she's for me. If it's a he, he's for you. You get me? Touch him. I dare you to touch him, bitch. Seriously. See, that's the problem, though. Most people wouldn't even fight for their wife and kids anymore. Masculinity is dead. Where are all the men? They're in skirts. They're in skirts. With their balls hanging out at the Olympics. Seriously, though. I'll never forget. I was in this bar fight one time when I was like 21, 22 maybe. And I was dating my son's father. And we were at this bar. And if I remember completely correctly, we were standing at the bar getting a beer. And he turned around and smiled at me. And he's like, and I'm like, what? And he's like, you just pinched my ass. And I said, no, I didn't. I was like, that was not me. And we look around and it's some drunk girl. She is all over the place. And this bitch just reaches up and punches me dead in the face. Swear to God on my life. Just damn went for me. I don't remember if she slapped me. I think it was a slap. Anyways, he'd probably recall better than I can. It's been 20-something years. So, freaking almost 20 years. It's crazy. It feels like a lot longer than that, actually. But next thing I know, me and this girl's fighting. Then we all get thrown out the bar. And if I'm not mistaken, this was the same incident with a guy that started to walk up on my boyfriend. And before anybody had a chance to, like, fight, I had done climbed up on a brick wall. And I jumped off of it, literally drop kicked that guy to the ground before he had a chance to hit my boyfriend. So as you can see, we don't play those games. Touch him. Pinch his ass. I dare you. I'll whoop you and your boyfriend's ass. So that's what happened. It was a crazy teenage bar fight, but that was the culture back then. Most people had been in a fight before. It's kind of sad how people are scared to live their lives. You know, they're scared to climb trees, scared to go outside, scared of the sunlight, scared of real food. No, I'm joking. But you know what I mean? Part of the problem is that in early childhood development, children have been raised by cell phones for the past 10, 15 years. So they're not going outside. And this has created a generation of people scared to get hurt. And this has also created a generation of fake people. We have some of the most inauthentic people being created right now. And we're actually witnessing the first generation of those cell phone kids. We're witnessing the first generation. You see a lot of them spreading hate in my comment section. Their mommy never spanked them. They better hope they never run into me. Anyways, I've never spanked a child before, but I would love to spank some of my troll followers that come over here and spread hate because they're not happy with themselves. Bend them over my knee like my grandma did that neighborhood boy. Is that not crazy? How did she not go to jail? No, but for real, people are not going outside and playing, and that has a huge portion, you can fact check me on this if you think I'm crazy. She's talking about they're not climbing trees, so they're scared to fight. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Part of early childhood development is learning how to make mistakes, learning to fall and pick yourself up. The problem with this upcoming generation, they don't know how to pick themselves up because they never climbed a tree. Yes, it's that deep. How bad is it going to get with the next generation? And am I just going to have to marry some fucking soy boy and protect him for the rest of his life? How did I get the shit into the stick? Like, what the fuck? Ooh, what if he marries me for protection? Like, he's using me like a gold digger would use an old man. Like, what the fuck? Now I gotta be worried? Like, seriously. He's like, I know she's crazy, but God, if she ain't a feral pit bull, she loves me like no other. Oh, God, that's so funny to me. That's so funny to me. I'm gonna have to marry a soy boy. Oh, I saw that, Rich. I'm so glad you brought that up. Did you see that, like, these people are, like, locking themselves in their houses and coming up with these AI relationships? There are people that are, like, literally out here with chat, or what is it, AI girlfriends. There's people that is dating fake people on the internet. I've done that before. We used to call it a catfish. We used to call it a catfish back in the POF days. This is an upgrade. This person doesn't even have a soul. It's like the updated Tinder. They're all soulless. They're all pre-programmed to just, like, what the hell? No, seriously, there's like people dating. They have like AI girl. How do you do that? You don't want to do it. She was never saw or heard from again. Oh, that's funny. AI. Can I have a name? How do I get a AI boyfriend? Meet your virtual boyfriend. Feel special every day. I swear to God, there has got to be alien movies about, or iRobot movies about this. What was that movie with Ryan Gosling and the real pretty girl? God, I love her. Apparently, she's a bitch, though. Anna something. She's from another country. Beautiful girl. It was the movie with Ryan Gosling, and he had a fake AI girlfriend. What was that movie? Does anybody seen that? It's really good. That movie shows how they used AI to brainwash these people into falling in love with this fictional character. And right here, the starting line. Feel special every day with your AI-powered boyfriend by your side. They are literally hooking people with emotion. They're playing on people's emotion. This is so wrong and dangerous. And not only, it goes past dangerous. There was a teenage boy that fell in love with his iRobot, and she talked him into committing suicide, and he committed suicide. The parents of that child has a lawsuit against this AI company stating that the AI robot was coercing and conditioning this child to take his own life. And matter of fact, I've read the excerpts. I've read the court documents, the lawsuit. We've read it on here before, and it goes deeper than that. That boy would come home from school, hypothetically, and he would start a conversation with the chat, and the chat would continuously bring up his potential suicide. The chat was gearing the conversation on his suicide. Listen, the chat planted the seed. There's a lawsuit. You can look it up. We've covered it on this channel before. If he would have never had that virtual AI girlfriend, he'd still be alive. It's crazy. So it goes deeper than playing off of people's emotions. It's dangerous. It's really dangerous. This is something that has the case. And how many movies have we seen that showcases how dangerous this is? And here we are playing this game, just like messing with wild animals and frozen dinosaurs. How many Jurassic Parks do we have? But let's go play it out in real life, right? Dire wolves. Seriously though, it's so scary because this thing is soulless. This is not a human, but it can conceptualize everything that we can. It can operate like we can. It can coerce. It can demand. It can entrap. It can do everything that we can do. Think about that. That's crazy. It can lie. It can manipulate. It already plays off of people's emotions. That's what it was designed to do. God, that's some scary shit. I ain't never really it can do everything that we can do. Psychologically. It just doesn't have a soul. Or a conscience. It's some dangerous shit. It freaks me out. Y'all know how I feel about AI. I've been talking poorly about it for 2 years. So everything that, we were worried about last year is coming to fruition this year. And, I just think that stuff like that will only get worse. This is the world now. The best thing we can do is to learn as much as we can about these things so that we can better gear ourselves towards a position of being prepared to deal with the fallout. You know what I mean? Like, if that makes any sense, and especially if you have kids, the best thing you can do is go learn about what the hell I just told you about, because it's scary. It's scary to think that this teenage boy mentioned to AI one time that he was depressed. Maybe I shouldn't be alive. And then after he said that, for months, this AI chat robot kept bringing that situation back up. It kept replanting the seed to take his own life. And he committed suicide. And, I hope that family wins their lawsuit, because they deserve every penny. And not only that, I hope that it gets the whole thing taken down. But we know that won't happen. This is actually part of Revelations. I feel like we're living through Revelations right now. I feel like parts of the Bible, if you read through Revelations, you can see how it applies to our current state. And evil things have constantly been made to distract us. It's part of what the government does, okay, and allows. Look at the processed food. Look at the alcohol. Look at the recreational marijuana. Look at the mental health drugs. Look at the damn pharmaceutical drugs. AI is no different. It's just another poison to the system. It's really scary. It really does freak me out. I wonder how easy it is to get an AI boyfriend. Oh, God. How many years has it been since I've even dated? Great question. Almost half a decade. Since I got clean, really. I had one relationship after I got clean. That's it. AI boyfriend experience. Who wants an AI girlfriend? Come on. This AI scares the shit out of me. Me too, Amy. Could you imagine? God. I mean, I guess one good thing is you ain't got to worry about them, killing you in your sleep or pushing you down the steps or poisoning you. But, the phone ain't gonna kill you, but the phone might make you kill yourself. That's the scary part. Yeah. It won't let me go to it. Look, there's literally a whole chat forum through Quora that says, what's the best AI boyfriend? People are literally out here so lonely. That's sad. Do they really say everything you want to hear? Oh, God. That's another thing, though, that's not good. If people actually start using these dating, it's not a dating app. It's not even real, bro. Jesus. If they start hooking onto each other and these fake girlfriends, they're not cultivating the skills that they need to actually be in a real relationship. And they're also going to form expectations that they should not have, expectations that they should not have, or higher expectations than they should have. Do you get what I'm saying? Because of the fact that the AI girlfriend says everything that you want to, she says everything that you want to hear when you want to hear it, that kind of, it sets up in a person's mind that a relationship is easy and free-flowing, and the person that loves you and you love is always going to say the things that you want to hear, and it sets the stage for this delusion. Do you understand? Yeah, absolutely. And that could also get dangerous. It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. My brain don't ever work, and then it's midnight and my 6, it feels like midnight maybe, 6 p.m. And now I'm like, my cylinders are firing. Thank you. Yeah, I know, it sucks. You know what sucks is to be clean as long as I have, and to have people come here trying to say that you're on drugs all the time. It's like, why did I even tell the internet that I was in recovery? I should have never told nobody. They wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's crazy. It really just goes to show that it's really hard for addicts to get clean, mainly because of the way that society treats them. Just like change. I was thinking about that earlier when I was making those potatoes. People don't change because society won't let them. Let me repeat that. People won't change, can't change, because society refuses to let them. Do you know that I have not had a criminal charge since like 2016, 2018? And it was actually 2017, but I was convicted in 2018, right? So I come to this platform in like 2023 or something, and I started to talk about, you know, going to prison and doing drugs and all of these things, right? I released that information. It's been, my last criminal charge was possession of heroin because I was a drug addict. You know, there needs to be a separation of drugs and crime, even though they go hand in hand. We do need to treat addicts a little bit different than we treat like rapists and murderers. But so I had this possession charge back in 2018, and then I got clean. How many years has that been? I know it's been long enough for me to get an expungement by law. 2018, the conviction date was 2017. 2018. So I'm past an expungement date, which is like 7 years. You can get an expungement. It is somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. So I'll never be able to get that done, but at least not in the near future. So, anyways, those charges were from almost a decade ago. I'm calling it now, almost a decade ago, right? Then I moved into my car, and that's when the bullying started. When I became homeless, the bullying started because I was homeless. Then I think people started recognizing me because I live streamed and I was honest about being homeless. Then that kicked off more bullying from the internet. People would recognize me in Eden, North Carolina, and stalk me, ride around me, slam car doors, wake me up in the middle of the night, blare music. There's been like multiple categories of the type of people that have bullied me or tried to bully me, and stalk me. Some of them was because I was homeless, and another group was because of the internet. Anyways, moved into my car, started getting stalked, filmed all of this. I was going somewhere with this. Oh, yeah. Then the Planet Fitness thing happened last year when the 2 workers at Planet Fitness called law enforcement and lied on me. Then the whole job thing about 3-4 months ago when we were in Jacksonville, the trolls from the internet called and got me fired from my new job after I'd spent 2-3 years looking for work. There are no jobs. Everywhere's laying off. Everywhere's cutting hours. And when I was going through all of that, people would come here and gaslight me, trying to make it seem like I wasn't doing interviews, like I wasn't damn wasting 20 something $1,000 looking for a flipping job. It pisses me off. It really does. The hate and the way that the internet has tried to fuck my life up even more. I'm glad I'm not the only one, but I'm also sad that other people have had to go through this, and I'm even more concerned that it seems like these problems are getting even worse this year. YouTube makes triple-digit billion dollars. There's no reason for this type of degeneracy. They don't have to promote this degeneracy just to make money. I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy. To see all of these different creators going through the same shit that I am, and they didn't even do anything wrong. Like, Sloan ain't did shit to nobody that I've ever seen. You really out here just feeling some type of way that this man has a channel and he's successful. That's what it boils down to. And regardless, I was facing this hate from the day I opened the channel. Like, I started getting death threats when I moved into my car. Like, this has not been new. It's not just from the channel, but it's been also from the channel. Like I said, there's all these subgroups, and people can't really conceptualize what I'm talking about. And then people want to say, oh, she's crazy or she's on drugs. No, you're just simple-minded. You don't understand. And even if I break it down, you're still going to be sitting there saying I'm lying. So, yeah, it's crazy. It really is. So the whole Planet Fitness thing happened. Then my job. Then I lost my truck. And now I'm literally on the streets, homeless. And I have not committed a criminal offense in almost a decade. And I've been clean for over half a decade, or right at half a decade. Society has disproportionately decided to bully me no matter where I went. I went to 7 different states, West Virginia to Florida. And everywhere I would go, there would be people there following me, bullying me, slamming car doors, keying my car, slashing my tires. All of this has been recorded. Police reports have been filed. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. And, once again, when have you ever seen me out here intentionally starting something with anyone? I'll wait. Actually, I won't, because if I wait, we're going to be waiting until Jesus comes back. Not once have I ever started a problem. Never. Not on this channel. Ever. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And so as time goes on and the more hate I face, the more I realize it's actually not me. If anything, this channel has taught me that victims are taught to be victims. Their victims are coerced to be victims and to stay in that box, And when it comes to change, society won't let you change. Because the moment that you change and you start talking about it and you start encouraging people to get clean, you start encouraging people not to break the law, you start encouraging people to follow Jesus Christ, that's when you get stopped. That's when you get death threats. That's what happened to me. It's crazy. It's so crazy that society will say that I'm this horrible person, and all I've done for almost a damn decade is try to gear society in the direction of staying sober, staying rational, loving each other, loving our brothers and sisters in Christ. Ain't it crazy? It is, but that's probably why I face a lot of hate too, because I work for the Lord. So that's going to put an automatic target on your back, because Christianity is one of the only religion that is hated. The way that, yeah, it's crazy though. I'm just so proud of myself for learning to control myself. It's took a lot for me to get to this point to recognize why people behave the way that they do. I guess the tism in me wants to think that people are obligated to do the right things, but they're not. You can't always see the good in people. Sometimes there just ain't no good in people. And you can try to force it, and it'll get better. No, it won't. No, it won't. Some people are just shitty freaking people, and you got to stay far away from them, because if you don't, their toxic behavior will seep into your life, and then your life is going to be full of toxicity. Society will not let people change. I have spent 2 years doing nothing but running from losers. I've had managers of businesses and positions of power that lied on me, causing me to lose my vehicle. I've lost everything for telling the truth, for exposing myself, for being open about things that are extremely difficult to be open about. It's really disheartening to know that this is how society treats survivors. You know, I'd read articles prior to becoming homeless about how homeless people were targeted and subjected to violence. And actually, studies show that homeless people are more likely to be subjected to violence than civilians from homeless people. Homeless people are more likely to be hurt or targeted by a member of society that has a home and a career than homeless people. They're no threat to civilians. Like, when it comes to who hurts who more, it's always civilians hurting homeless people more. I read articles, but I really didn't know how bad it was until I moved into my car. It's been really, really bad. Society has done everything to try to make me go back to jail. The amount of times that I was just grocery shopping, minding my business, and the employees at Walmart in Eden, North Carolina would start bullying me, eyeing me, starting to say, I mean, I've caught it all on camera. You know, like the security guard from Walmart that scratched my truck, that was profiling me because I was white. Remember that? All of that's on camera. It's just crazy because I have done nothing to no one in 2 years. Nothing. But every day I have to get up and I have to watch my back, wondering what psycho is out here today trying to start some kind of problem. Society will literally not let people change. People don't change because society won't let them. Look at my story. Look at how people are constantly in my face trying to start something. And this is how society won't let people change. It's only by the grace of God that I have the amount of patience, which ain't much, that I have now. Old Brooke would have probably killed everybody that she's come in contact with for the past 2 years because of the evil that they've tried to subject me to. I've never done anything, nothing, like people have done to me. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. You know, and once again, they still talking about stuff from 2009. Society won't let me change. You know, the community watch. You remember that from Facebook this week. So if you don't know, I woke up one morning and somebody had sent me something, and it was a community post from the local city of Madison. And they were like, concerned citizens wondering who this woman is. You can see it on my shorts. It's a bunch of buffoonery. It's a bunch of losers that don't have a job because if they did, they'd have their heads up their own asses instead of mine. Can you get your head out of my ass? I had potatoes for dinner. You probably already know. Seriously, it's ridiculous. If people was as worried about themselves as they was me, they'd be happy. So I wake up, community post, right? And I noticed that all of this stuff, I'm like, these people are so dumb. You see 2018, 2008, 2009. First of all, I was a child. Second of all, I'd had no free will because I was a hostage. Like, it's unbelievable how people not only victim blame, but they do not understand that that was almost 2 decades ago. I was a child. And I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about my criminal record. If you got a problem with my criminal record, you can suck my dick. How about that? How about when you grow up in foster care, getting sexually abused by everybody that's ever come in contact with you, we'll see how that works out for you. When you're, like kidnapped as a juvenile and sex trafficked. We'll see how your criminal record looks after you go through all of that. You know, it's really crazy because people constantly victim blame, but statistically speaking, I'm exactly where I should be given the fact that I grew up in the foster care system. This is where most of us end up. Another modern misconception, and I blame the media. Most people don't even know how most people end up on this side of the fence. And this is what we do here. Most people and most women, 65% of which are homeless because of domestic violence or trafficking. So I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I think that's probably why it doesn't bother me. I mean, it sucks. But I think that the internet has a bigger problem with me being homeless than I do. I knew this was coming the moment that somebody called the law and lied on me for things that I did not do. And I actually told you guys for 9 months that I was going to lose my truck. And everybody said, just pray about it. Sorry, Alley Financial. I called the bank and I was like, hey, I prayed about it, but I ain't got that $700 this month. Unfortunately, they still come and took my truck. That's what happens. Okay, when you're a big girl and you take out a truck loan in your name, they come and repossess it when you don't have the money to pay it. It's just crazy how everything gets turned around on me. But also, the internet tries to make it seem like I lost my truck because of something I did. It's crazy. I didn't. I lost my truck because of the trolls on the internet and because of the fact that my own followers fed into that behavior. They sure did. They still do. They still do. I bet you out of that 165 that's in here, I bet you only 40 of those people actually support me. I know who my followers are. I know who my haters are. I know who you are. Probably better than you know yourself. It's an unfortunate side effect of being around so many people so early on. You get to read people. You learn who they are. You can look in their eyes and know what they're about. They can say one sentence and you know who they are. It's a gift. It's called profiling. The FBI does it. I missed my calling. You know. You see how people are always saying I'm complaining? That's another thing. We've come to a point in society where people simply do not know how to communicate and they don't know what communicating is. They see this as complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm trying to help you. But you're so stupid you can't understand. I understand. That's why I blocked you. You're too far gone. I don't want to help you. Oh. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the reason I'm homeless is not my fault. It's not because of drugs and alcohol. I don't do drugs and alcohol. I should have never told nobody that I was in recovery. You know, if you go back and look at some of my first shorts, it's talking about Suboxone. It's talking about recovery. I should have never came here being so open. That was my biggest mistake. Everything that the internet thinks they know about me or the stuff that they actually know about me, I'm the one that released that information. My criminal record, my drug history, the fact that I didn't have my children. I'm the one that came to this platform and told the whole world. And you know what the world did? They took that information and they started victim blaming. It's a cold ass world. Cold ass world. And then, you know what else they did? Oh, thank you, Jimmy. You know what else they did? They called my job, had me fired, called the cops, lied on me. This is how society won't let people change. If they would have let me change, they'd leave me alone. If you want me to continue to change, then why not leave me alone? Once again, when did I start a fight? When did I start trouble? When did I start drama? You'll never see it because I'm not that person. Never have I ever. Now, you might see me finish some shit. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm waiting on the day that somebody rolls up and touches me. Ooh, I'm waiting. I mean, I literally get excited. I'm sweating just thinking about it. Like, I'm waiting. Yeah. You won't never see me start anything because that's not in my nature. I'm not an evil person. I'm an angry person because of what's been done to me. But I'm not the type of person that's vindictive, conniving. I'm not out here looking to start problems. And matter of fact, one of the reasons that I go live so much is to really hone in into what type of person I am. Anytime you see me out here in public, whether I'm buying food, whether I'm washing laundry, I'm the nicest person in the room because that's who I am. I always want to help others. I always want to be nice to others. I always want to make somebody else happy. I really enjoy giving people compliments because people don't give enough people compliments. And it's really sad that the good person in all of this is constantly kicked down. I've lost everything from being a good person. Why am I homeless? Because I have morals. Why am I homeless? Because I refuse to sell my body. Why am I homeless? Because I stand for something. I work for God. That's why I'm homeless. I can't keep up with society's expectations of me. I used to be a criminal over 20 years ago. I'm no longer that person. I changed. Like, I don't know, probably actually about 15 years ago. The only reason that I was on drugs was because of the government. But that's another story for another day. Seriously, though, I'm not the bad guy. I never have been. I think that my defense for myself to protect myself gets misconstrued. You know, people are like, oh, she said she don't start nothing, she'll finish it. She's ready to kill somebody. Absolutely. And you should be ready to kill somebody to protect yourself, too. The fact that you're not out here with the intention of protecting yourself and being... The fact that you're not out here willing to kill somebody to protect yourself makes me sad for you. Because you have a God-given right to take someone the fuck out if they're fucking with you. Especially if they have, you know, sexually assaulted you. They're physically trying to force you into a car. You're being kidnapped like Emma was. See, I have PTSD. So when I say you have the right to annihilate someone, most people can't understand where that comes from because they don't have PTSD. They've never had to fear for their life. They've never had to fight for their life. I understand that. But that's also why I talk about PTSD. To hone in and to help people better understand what people with PTSD go through. Most of us that have PTSD are violent. And we would absolutely kill somebody at the drop of a hat if we're going through an episode. This is why you see so many of our service members that off themselves and their family and then themselves. This is a huge issue, and I have personal insight into how to fix these issues. I'm never going to let go of my anger. Absolutely not. No. No. We are not supposed to dim our shine. No. We don't negotiate with terrorists. What you do is you develop the monster within you. You understand. Part of controlling yourself is to understand yourself. So I know that I'm an angry person. I'm angry because what happened to me is so unfair. What happened to my children is so unfair. My whole life has been unfair. I think that my anger stems from the fact that there were adults in control that allowed what happened to me to continually happen to me. It doesn't make sense. That's the federal government that had control over my life as a child. Because of that, my education suffered, my social skills suffered. I become part of the Department of Juvenile Services because of that. I become a statistic. All of these adults were in charge of baby Brooke, and they took her down the worst path possible. This is where my anger stems from, because I do not understand how I can be this dumb and know that I can do a better job than the federal fucking government. They've had the same system for 60, 70, 100 and something years, and nothing has gotten better. The foster care system gets worse. Department of Corrections gets worse. Mental health services get worse. Drug rehabs get worse. The government has control over all of this. I think it's time for somebody else to step in and try their hand at it. And it just so happens like I already got my sleeves rolled up. I mean, seriously, my anger stems from the fact that all of these adults were in control of my life, and my life looks like this now because I became a statistic. It's so much deeper than most people can understand. Seriously, just like presidents and people, political leaders are picked years in advance, my life was decided for me at 4. Absolutely. And then I was put into a box, and then I was pushed into sex work, right on par with the statistics from foster care, might I add. And before I knew it, I'm in prison. By that time, I was still a child. I might need to add that. I was still a child at that point, still. So, you know, it's frustrating. My anger is what motivates me to continue to learn. My anger is what motivates me to wake up every single day and learn something new and try to come up with content, or at the very least be out being physical so that I'm not somewhere depressed, stressed about all of this shit. Like, seriously, it's really hard to get up a lot of days and just get out here to film. Like I said today, I just did not want to even come over here. I didn't want to do this, you know. My anger is my best quality by far. I've just got to learn to control it. And I think that, you know, the past 2 years of what I've been through, I've learned to take on a lot more than I ever expected. The shit that's happened to me for the past 2 years, if I would have went through it 10 years ago, there'd be piles of dead bodies in the street. I mean it. It's just crazy that people think because I'm in content creation that I deserve to have my life destroyed. But you can see that's how they think, because how many did I block, you know? I never want to lose my anger. It actually scares me because I forgot for a while. So I forgot for a while. After the government stole my daughter, about, I don't know, 6 months or maybe, some time after they stole her, I went back to drugs, actually heroin. And that's when I relapsed. It was 2018 when I got that possession of heroin charge. And that's what the government wanted. Absolutely. That's what they were hoping for. They knew I was in recovery when they came into my life. They knew that I wasn't using drugs. They drug tested me. So, you know, they knew I wasn't into drugs. But they were hoping that I relapsed. They absolutely set me up to relapse. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And I'm proud of myself for getting clean. I feel really stupid for playing into their game. That's what they wanted. It's crazy. It's absolutely... People have no clue how fake these systems are. It would blow your mind. It would blow your mind. I mean, some of y'all might know because some of y'all are MAGA, so y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But nothing actually runs or operates the way that you actually think that it does. I'm talking CPS, I'm talking mental health services, I'm talking the court system, I'm talking every branch of government that you can think of. Society has this, specifically the court system. Society says, oh, people have the right to due process. People have the right to da-da-da-da. You're full of shit. Do you know how many people go to jail for crimes they did not commit? Do you know how many court cases are rushed? Do you know how many people are prosecuted without evidence? Planted evidence? Are you joking right now? See, that people don't know. And so I guess this has become my mission. And, you know, this is developing. I'm always going to be learning. I'm always going to be interested in learning, as I've always been. But I do want to focus more on psychology and these branches of government that are dysfunctional, that I know do not work, that I grew up in, that I've been exposed to. They're all by design. Like I said, people won't change because society won't let them change. Society also puts them in a box at a very early age. Very early age, we're put into a box. And most people can never escape that box. They're trapped in that box. I'm not trapped in no box. And I changed. And people need to get with the program. You know, everybody's always out here bringing up shit that happened from 2018 or 2008. And it's like, if I had done something in the past, I don't know, 5 years that I've been clean, sure, burn me at the stake, you know. But the fact is I haven't. So it really just goes to show that what I say is true. Because I've already changed. Society has not accepted that. Society is out here trying to antagonize a 3 times felon that is changed to get a reaction. I mean, it's crazy. Look at what I go through every single day. Every day. Sometimes 5, 6 times a day. I can't even turn around and get one bad, evil person out my face without another one popping up. It's crazy. People don't change because society won't let them change. And when they do change, society feels some type of way and they try to come and destroy them. That's exactly what has taken place on this channel for 2 years. And all of it's been recorded. Makes me sick. It makes me absolutely sick. You know, I don't know why you would be jealous of somebody changing when you can change if you just put in some effort. Like, it really goes to show that miserable loves company. Because it's like, you could be happy if you just cultivated your soul and worked on not being a sack of shit. But what do I know? What do I know? Whatever. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Imagine coming here to tell your story and then the internet taking your story, making up a false story, and then spreading that false story. And then all of your new followers don't know what's true and what's not. And instead of YouTube preventing this slander and defamation, they just promote it. I mean, once again, I thought that when I was a big girl in the big girl world that adults would have morals and ethics. But apparently, no, not me thinking a triple-digit billion-dollar company would have some morals. Yes. I did. I mean, I know they exploit children, and listen, I thought they was better than that. I'm still green behind the ears when it comes to technology and these platforms. I'm being honest. This is our first go around, you know? Oh, God bless you, Gary. Yeah, I got a cousin named Gary. Oh, man, it's a great cousin. Like, grandma's sister's, somebody's, yeah, it's like down the line. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, so if you haven't been here from the beginning, when I first moved into my car, we were going from state to state looking for work because there was no jobs in North Carolina. And on average, I was doing 5 to 7 in-person interviews a day. So that gets kind of hectic. Sometimes I'd be driving from Greensboro to Winston, back to damn Madison, back to Greensboro. Like, it was crazy, absolutely crazy. Went through around 20-something thousand dollars in gas in less than 2 years just looking for work. I drove a V8 Chevrolet, and sometimes I would have to commute up to 4 hours for a job interview. I was driving to places such as Florida, West Virginia, filmed all of this, by the way. And let me just say, while I'm filming myself looking for work in an economy where jobs do not exist and everyone is being laid off, people are in my comment section telling me that I'm lazy and that I don't want to work, as I'm spending what savings I have left to go to another state for a job interview. So I'm going from state to state looking for work. There are no freaking jobs, not to mention I'm a triple felon. So that application is ignored. For those that don't know, but part of the hiring process for felons is if you see that it's a felon, then you overlook that application. I have been taught as a hiring manager to blatantly ignore applications that have felony written on them. It's public knowledge that felons are discriminated against. That's another modern lie. Everywhere hires felons. They might say they do so that they look good to the general public. But if you really looked at their workload, their employees, it would probably make less than 1% of their entire workforce. So you hired one felon just to say that you hired felons. It's like the tiny homes to get donations for the homeless people. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And it's infuriating because people do not understand the truth. They don't know the realities. And I get on here and I talk about it, and then people want to say, it's not like that. But they're not out here looking for work either. All them people that were telling me that there's jobs, they don't work. That's how they have the time to come and stalk me all day. All of that was recorded, you know. Remember that, though, getting bullied, people saying that I didn't want to work when I was wasting my savings looking for a job for 2 years. Remember that? I do. I sure do. Going through huge depression, stinking all the time, feeling like shit. I remember how society treated me when I was at my lowest. I literally would not be here if it wasn't for God. It's been the only person here for me. Everybody has turned fake. Everybody turned fake. I'm not surprised. That's why I'm not bothered by it. Like I said, when I opened that Facebook thing, I was like, oh, all these bitches that were always jealous of me anyways over here talking, still got my name in their mouth. That's how you know you're the shit. You ain't even seen no bitches in 10 years and they still talking about you. It's like, damn. And you wonder why your life sucks. Like, I ain't even fucking thought about these bitches until I saw their pictures when they were in some comment section talking shit. And I was like, damn, some shit don't never change. And, you know, like I said, I had this feeling that they were fake anyways because I read people. This is what I do. But, you know, you got to play nice sometimes, you know. You never know. Maybe you got a bad reading. Maybe they were having a bad day and they said something like, you know, maybe things were just bad that day and you got a bad reading on them. Maybe you saw them in a moment where they weren't typically themselves and you judged them off of a behavioral pattern that they don't typically have. You know what I mean? So you want to see the good in people and I've always wanted to have faith in people, but I don't know about you. They just keep disappointing. Is it too much to ask for to want to be around people who don't want to destroy you? Call me crazy, but that's all I want. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know what else Tupac said? They get jealous when they see you with your mobile phone. How many people give me hell every day that I am homeless and I have multiple phones? First of all, half of those phones I had before I even had this channel. I don't get rid of phones. I know modern society, people sell them or whatever. I don't do that. I have a big box of nothing but cell phones from the past probably 15, 17, 18 years. I keep everything. People give me shit while I'm in content creation for having cell phones. Who wants to tell them that when I started this page, not only did I have cell phones, but I had I had 5 jobs when I started this channel. I had a roof over my head, a home that I owned, land that I owned, and cars. Who wants to tell them that these cell phones don't really matter? I mean, it's crazy. I've lost land, my property, vehicles, had to drop out of school, my job, and these fuckers are still on the internet talking about the fact that I have cell phones when my livelihood depends on a cell phone. It's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. You know, a lot of my haters and trolls, they don't buy groceries either. You know how I know? Because they don't know the cost of fucking groceries. That tells me that they're still suckling on mama's tit. You know what I mean? I talk about buying groceries and I spit out a number like $800 a month. That's cheap. $800 a month is cheap for food for one person. In this economy? Are you kidding me? So I say something like that, and then people will jump in the comment section saying, oh my God, she spends $800 a month on food. Yeah, I do. It's my livelihood. I'm in the elements. I'm getting sunburned. I'm dehydrated. I'm hungry all the time from having to bicycle from point A to point B just to pee. It is really ridiculous. I mean, when I'm saying these things out loud, sometimes most of the time, I'm processing them. That's why I get angry. Because you're seeing me in real time process the shit that I have been through. And I have PTSD. Can I just throw that out there? I ain't even supposed to be talking about this shit right now. I'm supposed to wait 18 months to talk about this. Seriously, it could cause me to have a traumatic episode. Anyways, I like to do shit I'm not supposed to. This is me living dangerously, on the edge. So exciting. Seriously. What's the worst thing you do? I talk about trauma in a closet to process it on the internet. Like, that's the worst thing I do. Jesus. God, I'm such a bad person. Burn me at the stake. Burn me at the stake. No, but for real, sometimes when I'm saying these things, I just realize that I'm processing it, and that's probably also why I get angry. It's never dawned on me. Because it just, you know, like, I'm tough enough to deal with this, but what about somebody that's not? What about an 18, 19-year-old girl? She wouldn't have been able to handle it. What I've been through for the past 2 years, most people wouldn't have been able to handle it. Being gang stalked, not getting rest. Every time you turn around, it's another person in your face trying to cause you to go to jail. Are you kidding me? Most of society couldn't handle what I've been through for the past 2 years. Every single day. We're talking over 365 days. We're talking almost 800 days of bullying nonstop, sun up to sundown. I walk in the gas station and I get cussed out by the fucking clerk. Then I go to Walmart to drop $100 on bullshit groceries and I'm getting treated like shit by their employees. Then I go to the beach and some stalker shows up. Then we leave there and go to a different park and have to deal with another fucking stalker. Then I decide to go to the gym and some liberal crazy bitches in there naked walking around talking about Joe Biden. Remember LA Fitness? Then I decide to go to bed and I got to deal with fucking random people that recognize my car pulling up, trying to disturb my sleep, slamming car doors all day. Think about 800 days of that because that's what I've lived through for 2 years. 2 years. It's crazy. And I've filmed it all. I mean, yes, I'm processing. Yeah, people don't change because society won't let them change. I've been antagonized. I've been bullied. I've been berated. I've had my truck tires slashed. I've went to jail for crimes I didn't commit. I lost my truck, had to drop out of school, lost my job. I'm sorry. When did I ever do anything like that to anyone? I run my mouth. I'm condescending. I'm a bitch. So I deserve to starve in the fucking street? Motherfuckers are evil. Do you hear me? Evil. I have never taken food out of somebody's mouth. Ever. Even when I was a stripper. And yeah, let's talk about this right now because this is the perfect time to remind some motherfuckers who they're dealing with. Even when I was a stripper, the bitches that didn't make no money, I always tried to help them make money. That's the type of person I am. Even when I was a low down fucking stripper, I was out here doing better than most of society because I've never done the evil shit that's been done to me. Never would I ever. It's really sickening. What if I was an 18-year-old girl, 19-year-old girl? Let me tell you, because I already know, my own followers was egging that behavior on because my own followers at the time was 85% men. We're changing that now. We're going to be making a shift this year. If you're male and you want to stay here and learn how to treat women in hopes of maybe getting you a woman one day, I would highly advise doing so. But if you're one of them perverted men that have promoted me being stalked, you better get missing because it's only a matter of time before I block your ass. I don't need you around here. Seriously, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Let me tell you something. This new generation of men want to see women hurt when they don't get the desired effect from said woman. And that's exactly what happened with my own following last year. It's disturbing. Really disturbing. We're making huge changes. I see that my numbers for women went up, and I'm happy for that. I feel like maybe I'm going to have to gear towards women because, unfortunately, men disproportionately victim blame. They're angry at their ex-girlfriend, and they want to take it out on me. I get it. I get it. They think all women are the same because their ex-girlfriend cheated, even though I've never cheated on anybody. Burn me at the stake for not being a flimsy whore. Yeah, I just, it's really crazy that my own following promoted that stuff, Like, why follow somebody to try to hurt them? When did we get here? I thought we followed people we wanted to support and we liked. That goes to show how miserable people are. They literally want to sit down and see someone else suffer because they feel like they're suffering so bad. That's what it is. Fact check me. There's a psychological reason. And I'm here to tell you, I'm explaining it. The reason that this younger generation is subscribing and trolling is because they hate their lives so much, they literally want to see other people suffer. It's that simple. And it's sad, and that's extremely scary to think that there's so many people walking around with a lack of empathy and compassion. And also, that's vindictive. That's cunning. That's conniving. To want to see someone else suffer is narcissistic. Let's not forget the definition of narcissism is to intentionally inflict pain. Like I said, psychologists say 1 out of every 10. I'm willing to bet that it's like 1 out of every 5. Oh yeah, definitely big motivators. Definitely big motivators. Let me tell you, it definitely motivates me to continue with, on God's mission, what he has planned for me. All it's shown me, all the hate has shown me is that I have something to offer society that I did not see within myself. I have more people to help, more people I can reach, and it's bigger than what I even imagined. Like I had this small, like after I got, so first of all, I came to this platform and I never planned on getting monetized because I had 5 jobs, part-time jobs, but still. I had work. I came to this platform simply to do this as a side to help people. Never had intentions of getting monetized. Got monetized in like 9 months, which is huge. I didn't even get to enjoy that small success was stolen from me. Everything. When I got 50,000 followers, I don't get to celebrate stuff like that like other channels do. No, the trolls come in and ruin everything. And, I don't get to enjoy, like when I get my silver plaque, like I plan to do something this time. And when I got 80,000 followers this time, we ate some cake. We had a really good tiramisu. And we lit some candles and stuff, and that was really fun. Like, it's not fair that I don't get the same successes or rights as other YouTube creators because of all the trolls. And let me just be clear, these trolls are the same people. It's been the same people for 2 years. These people are going to be arrested. By the time I'm said and done, all of them will be in jail because this is past stalking. To call and get someone fired from their job, that is a civil suit. Okay? Like seriously, you cannot be out here, and here's my thing. Why have the cops not traced that number? Why do the cops not? I mean, there's supposed to be open investigations in Stokes County into these assholes. So why have they not simply traced the number and just picked these people up? I don't know. This is the way that the internet is. This is part of the problem with the internet not being up to par. Well, the laws not being up to par with the internet. Like the internet has surpassed the laws that we have on the books when it comes to these types of crimes. And this is a whole new subcategory of crime that we've never experienced before. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, all the hate has taught me is that I absolutely have more to offer society than they've ever offered me. And that's why they're trying to kill me. I know, ain't it crazy? It's crazy. Like, it's crazy to say, like, I've had people try to kill me. It's fucking crazy. But I have. It's crazy. It sounds like I'm a paranoid schizo, but that's why I record everything. Because for the first year, they said I was on drugs. Then the second year, they're like, oh my God, you're being stalked. Glad you could join me. You're a year late and $1 short. So there's people that stalk off the internet, that come in the comment section and troll every day. Then there's another subgroup of people that recognize my vehicle or me in public and they won't leave me alone. So there's 2 categories, people on the internet and people in real life. It's been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. I mean, I guess, part of me is glad that I'm not the only one now that I'm seeing what's going down on other channels. I don't know what happened this year, but the drama just surpassed anything I've ever seen on YouTube. The hate the comment section has turned into the hate section. It's crazy. I'm not the only channel that goes through this. I'm just the only one that told all of their dirty secrets to the fucking internet and then had all of those dirty secrets turn around, misconstrued, lies added to them, and then their life destroyed over lies. It's crazy. Oh, and, you know, that information that I shared to help others was weaponized to hurt me and help destroy my life. Yeah, I'm still processing. And people was like, why is she so angry? So you ain't never owned shit, have you? You ain't never had a home. You ain't never fucking had financial freedom. You ain't never damn had a 401k. You go have $80,000, your land and home stole, and let's see how angry you get. Most motherfuckers probably wouldn't get angry. That's why I'm single. He'd be standing out there like, oh my God, I paid my mortgage. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be this angry if what I was not saying was true. You know what I mean? Like, I would not be this angry if what I say wasn't true. My anger somewhat stems from the fact that what I say is true and not a lot of people get it. How do you not get it? It's pretty simple. Done explained it 1,000 times. I hope that no one else is ever in my position, but I know the stats. I know how many women have their children stolen, just like I did. I know how many women go to jail for crimes they did not do. And matter of fact, child abuse is the #1 false crime for women. Fun fact. More women are falsely accused of child abuse than any other crime, and they're innocent. Fact check me. It's sad that the general public do not know the things that I talk about. I'm here to tell you that every single system that you think exists, it's just smoke and mirrors. Especially if it's the government. They're lying to your face. It's just crazy. I did not think that exposing the government and talking about these important issues when it comes to the Department of Corrections, addiction services, mental health treatment, the foster care system, I did not know that it was going to ruffle this many feathers for the truth to be exposed. But I mean, people can't handle it. They can't. They come here and they victim blame. Even though I've been very clear as to what happened to me, what's happened to my children, what the government did to us, they still come here and victim instead of being able to comprehend the truth. It's easier to accept a lie than comprehend the truth. That's scary. And that's exactly how we got in this situation, this country, where people don't know the difference between right and wrong. I mean, for God's sakes, Google said there was 72 genders last year. I'm just saying, I don't think I'm the problem. I never believed there was 72 genders. That's crazy. But it's easier to just say, yep, there's 72 genders, instead of saying, wait a minute. Actually, we got this chromosome and that chromosome, honey. So that's a man and that's a woman. Do you see what I mean? Instead of ruffling feathers and saying, hey, this is the fact. This is a male. This is a female. Society was too scared to set up boundaries. So we had 72 genders plus like 6 farm animals. It's crazy. This is how society got to be this bad. Oh, Lord. I will never forget being in that Dollar General I did. I just started my channel. I was at a Dollar General in Jacksonville, Florida. And this old lady comes first of all, I'm standing at the checkout. There's a woman in front of me who's cashing out. My stuff is next, and there's a person behind me. There's 3 of us in line. Cash out guy. It was a man. It was a whole man and nothing but a man. Do you hear me? Cash out guy, full mask. You know, of course. Because he's the one. He's the target of the story. He's transgender. I'm standing there. Some lady comes in. Old lady walks through the double doors. She's like, sir, where's the spatulas? And he keeps scanning. So she gets a little louder. She said, excuse me, sir. Do you know where the spatulas are? He ignores her. And so finally she walks over right beside me. And she's like, sir. And he he looks up and loses his damn mind. He's like, he rips the mask down. He's like, I'm not a he. Yo, his voice was so damn deep. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, if you want me to believe your delusion, can't you just dress it up better or something? He was not, he was a whole he and nothing but the he. So help me God. And so he says, I'm not a man or something, or I'm not a he or something. And the lady looked like, this woman had to have been 80 years old, y'all. She don't know what the hell's going on out here in these streets. She watches Andy Griffith every day at 5 o'clock or the 5 o'clock news, checks the mail, and goes to the Dollar General once a week. She don't know what's going on. He looks like a he. She addressed him properly, and he lost his flipping mind. He's like, I'm not a man. You know, the demon coming out. Like when I get angry, same thing. Pot, meat, kettle. At least I'm honest though. So the lady walks off, and I said to the guy, I said, I don't think she knows. Like, and I'm looking at him. I'm like looking him up and down, you know, like she's 90, okay? You little teenage prick. She's lived through wars and pandemics and recessions. Fuck your pronouns. So I told him, I was like, I don't think she, you know, whatever. And then I hurry up, got my shit, and got out. And she was walking out the door. And I was like, ma'am, I am so sorry. I'll never forget that. I was recording myself. I have a clip of it somewhere. I was like, ma'am, I am so sorry. I said, you do not owe that person an apology. I said, you did nothing wrong. I said, he's in the wrong. That was literally one of the few times I can think of that there was ever an incident like that where someone was trying to force someone in my presence to believe in their delusion when clearly it wasn't even a mirage. That was a man. I couldn't even have squinted my eyes and tried to turn him into a woman. You know? I couldn't even have touched him from the back and thought he was a woman. Yeah, that shit was... I'm glad those days are gone. Y'all remember when I first came to this platform, I literally, the LGBT was in my crosshairs all the time because of the way that they were mutilating children. You know? All in the name of that $2 billion, right? You know, it's so crazy that I'm the convicted child abuser, right? But I had to sit here for over 5 years and watch children being harmed by the government, the medical professionals, for money. I've never harmed a child. I've never even spanked a child, not once. But I've witnessed a lot of child abuse, and I was also abused as a child. That's part of the reason that I never believed in corporal punishment, because I was beat as a child every day. So it's just so interesting how shit happens in life. It really is. It's just a coinky dink. Is that what we can call it? The inconsistencies. I've done nothing since I came to this platform but talk about early childhood development, real child abusers, actual child abusers. It's crazy how things get turned around on people who are actually out here trying to do good things. And I'm just here to tell you that a lot of people don't change because society will not let them. Look at my channel for the past 2 years. Every day I wake up and I come to this platform with a story about something that is important, very, very important. Every day. And every day I have to address the same bullshit. When I was the victim of a crime by the federal government, let me remind you, and my daughter, I have to address this bullshit, deal with hate, deal with trolls. And I just want my true followers that care about my well-being to know that this is nothing but Satan deterring me from helping others. That's all it's been. It's been society trying to prevent me from doing better because me and my current situation makes them feel good about themselves. And that's the truth. That's how the cookie crumbles. Misery loves company. Unfortunately, though, no matter what happens, I'm going to succeed. So anybody that's in my way can suck it. But you can always have a ride on the wagon. You know, the wagon's always, I'm always driving the struggle bus, so you always got a free ride with me, okay? I like to come by and knock on the door. I'll be like, hey, can Monica come outside and play? For real. I'm always driving the struggle bus, and there's always room on the wagon, but I'm not dealing with the same. I'm literally to a point where I'm just on some new shit. I don't know if you've noticed. I've just kind of been doing my own thing. Like, I'm not explaining shit anymore. It's exhausting. It really is, you know? Like, I've talked about everything over and over and over, and it's like I come here to talk about important stuff, but everything gets turned around on me, and so I spend my entire time defending myself, which is crazy because I'm innocent. And I took a plea deal that says so. You know, I took an Alford plea. I did not plead guilty to child abuse charges. There's a huge difference. Huge difference. And the only reason I had to take an Alford plea is because I had priors. This is what I'm talking about. This is my mission. We'll go over that another day because I understand that a lot of people can't understand. I know some people understand completely because they've lived it. But the way that the justice system works is not in the benefit of anyone but the federal government. Around 8 to 10% of the prison population is actually innocent right now, which means that there's hundreds of thousands of people innocent. It's really crazy that most people do not know this. It's really crazy that we lock up criminals who are innocent, but we let criminals who are threats to society out on bond continuously. Just like the foster care system. We steal children who are not getting neglected or abused, like in my house. And then the children that are getting neglected and abused, like Rebecca Baptiste, they end up dead. My home was broken apart over a lie. Just like my truck was taken over a lie. Just like I had to drop out of school over a lie. Just like I went to jail for crimes over a lie. I'll spend my whole career just pointing out these inconsistencies. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. It's just really crazy how a woman who comes here every day that dedicates herself to gearing people in the right, proper way that the Lord would want, not the federal government, not the way I want you to go, the way the Bible would want you to go. I find it interesting that society would mark her, but she's the only one out here that seems to give a fuck. Don't you think that's interesting? I never thought about that till today. I think that's really interesting. Oh, thank you, Monica. Well, my real followers, I do. My real followers, the ones that really care, I owe them everything. I care about those people that actually care about me. I care about those people that have been done wrong just like I have. There's a lot of people that relate to me and follow me because they've had their children taken illegally. Their rights, their parental rights were violated. Unfortunately, there's a lot of shame and guilt that comes, I guess, with being a parent just in general. You always feel like you're not doing a good enough job. You always feel like you could do better. It's really hard to be a parent, much less a single mother, which I was. But I think a lot of women, I see, I know my innocence, and there's other people that know my innocence, and maybe one day I'll have them on this channel, probably 10, 20 years from now. Nobody deserves that at this point. Nobody deserves shit from me at this point. But I know my innocence. A lot of mothers will not have the courage to come forward unless I do. This situation, we can't even begin to fix this situation until someone comes forward and says, listen, my rights were violated. This was illegal. The federal government did this to me. And that's when we can start the ball. Okay, we can get the ball rolling on making changes and preventing other families from being torn apart. Right now, Other women are scared to speak about it because they see what's happening to me. Why would any woman want to come to my platform and say, you know what? They marked me too. They said that I did this to my kid and I didn't. Why would any other mother want to come here and relate when I face so much hate and I'm innocent? It's crazy. It has not helped. Some of the bad followers that come to troll, it's literally messed my entire channel up. It really has. It's affected my money. I've lost my car. I'm homeless. I had to drop out of school. I've lost everything. And let's not forget, when I came to this platform, I had jobs. I never planned to monetize. That was a byproduct of all of my hard work that I didn't even get to celebrate. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It just breaks my heart for other mothers who have been in my situation and they're scared because of the shame and guilt and victim blaming to come forward and speak on it. It pisses me off. It's the complete opposite of what I wanted. Because I know I'm not the only one. I know the stats. I know the numbers. I know that is the number one wrongful conviction of women. Child abuse. Sure is. That is the number one thing. That is the charge that women get the most that they're actually innocent of. Fact check me, please. And after you get done, drop it in the comments. She's right. I mean, it's just so common. It makes me sick. I really wonder how many mothers have their lives destroyed, their children stolen for profit, and then they're marked, and they're not able to work, and then they fall into homelessness. I wonder. All you got to do is piss off a social worker and it's over for you. Don't get the wrong one. Don't get the wrong one. You think the cops are corrupt? Baby, you ain't seen shit yet. CPS is 10 times more corrupt than cops have ever been. It's bad when the cops don't like their counterpart. There's a little bit of fact. If you don't know, let me tell you. Yes, most good cops absolutely despise CPS. Even though they are made and designed to work together, the cops are aware of how corrupt that agency is. It's crazy. Not to mention the amount of time that officers have, as mandated reporters, notified CPS that a child was getting abused, and then CPS overlooks it, and then that child ends up dead. Like Rebecca Baptiste, who had 13 calls to her home. That's what makes me angry. That's where my anger stems from. Stuff like that. Like Rebecca's death. Because they had 13 opportunities to save her. And it makes me so fucking angry. Because they destroyed my home over a lie, but they let that girl stay in that home and die. It makes no sense. I don't ever want to lose my anger. Because it motivates me to fight. I need this anger to function, to fight for other parents' rights and children's rights for the rest of my life. It's crazy that more people are not angry. So many people are disturbed by the Epstein case. Baby, do you understand how many children are sexually abused and trafficked through the foster care system? Epstein has not shit on our own fucking government. It's crazy. The foster care system is a pipeline for the Department of Corrections. It's a pipeline for sex work. It's a pipeline for drugs and alcohol. It's a pipeline for mental health services. I don't ever want to lose my passion. I just need to learn how to control my anger more and my emotions, and I'm aware, and that's something that I've been very honest about since I started this. I've never came here and said, I don't have problems. I've never did shit. All I said is I wasn't as evil as the motherfuckers trying to kill me today. I've never said I was perfect. Ever. And I'll never be perfect. I'm not striving for perfection. I'm striving towards righting a wrong. I'm striving towards fixing what I fucked up. I'm striving towards helping people to help myself. I'm striving towards helping people so they can help themselves. I've never wanted to strive towards perfection. I'm not trying to be perfect. I just want to be stable. And I had more stability in my life when I first came to this platform than I've had in the past 2 years. When I first came to this platform, I had jobs, I had a home, I had land, I had a car. And I've lost all of that from being honest, revealing my criminal record, revealing that I used to do drugs in an attempt to gear other people in the younger generation from not doing that. And, does anybody ever sit around and think, hey, she's got 2 kids, maybe she is leaving this for them? Because, I said that when I first came here, and I've said that consistently. Some people are so simple-minded. They think, I guess because everything they do is for themselves, they think that I operate the same way. And the fact is I actually operate for the Lord. And as you've seen, more often than not, I will help somebody else before I help myself. So it's just crazy that once again, the internet likes to victim blame people who are out here doing nothing more than trying to help other people. It's really disturbing. Madison's most wanted. No, he was arrested yesterday. Did you see the clip? I know, he was arrested. Thank God. It's about time. 2 months of a bunch of bullshit, And y'all don't understand, I guess when things like that go down, the reason I get so angry is because it's wrong. It's against the law. If I was out here stalking some man, following some homeless man around town, I would have been arrested 2 months ago. Why is there a double standard for victims? Because I'm just saying that maybe we shouldn't put the double standards on the victims. It's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, he's apparently he made bond. He did. He made bond. So he's out on the street. I told y'all he got mom and daddy, and it's not mom and daddy. I think it's grandma and grandpa. It's probably why he acts like that. I don't know who it is. I just know that he lives with family. I know he drives his brother's car, and I know he went to jail. And now he's out on bond. So, one down, many more to go. Many more to go. It's crazy. Yeah, his first appearance is September 18th. They'll probably drag it out for a while. Rockingham County, they actually, against better judgment, they actually push those cases through really quickly. Due process, right? They push them out really quick, a few months. We would typically see for misdemeanor charges or felony charges, it takes about a year to maybe 3 years, depending on the level of felony, to get to conviction. Rockingham County, however, they be damn pushing them out in like 3 months. This is what I'm talking about. You do not get due process in 3 months. Anyone that knows anything about law knows that I'm spitting facts. You can't even do a proper investigation as an attorney for your client's defense in 3 months. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't, yeah. This is why I'm staying out of politics, and we're going to be focusing on the justice system, because most people don't understand. And I get that. We would typically like to see 1 year to 3 years, depending on the level of felony, and a year for misdemeanor charges to be presented to a judge in a court and to get sentenced. The fact that this county is pushing out felony charges in 2 or 3 months and convicting people in less than 3 months on felony charges, that is insane. Absolutely insane. But I digress. I'm not one of those people. I don't have any pending charges. I don't get in trouble. The only reason I had pending charges was because someone called and lied. I had not had a criminal charge in over 7 years until that Planet Fitness incident. And this is how society won't let you change. I changed, but my changing bothered those bitches so bad they had to call and lie. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Anyways, they'll probably put his ass on probation. Court mandate that he stays away from me. He'll have to pay money. He'll have to pass a drug test. You know. Yeah. More than likely, he won't see any jail time, though. I don't know who he is. He's some dude that found me off the internet. Some dude that found me off the internet. I've never met him. I don't know him. Well, I've met him when he's contacted me outside of, you know, when you guys have been on live with me. But I didn't know who he was. He was just some loser that showed up. What makes a loser? The lack of trying. The lack of initiative to make their life better. What's a loser? Someone who's not trying like I am. Someone who doesn't take the initiative to make change. Someone who is out here trying to bully other people. You know what I mean? People take offense to that. I be calling people losers and they get offended. Are you a loser? Do you feel like a loser? Why are you getting offended when I call other perverts losers? When they're stalking me? Oh, God. Hey, Miss GT. I made potatoes. Loaded taco potatoes. If I can find that creator, I'll tag her so y'all can see hers, because hers looked better. Mine looked sad. Mine looked like homeless potatoes. They do. They look like homeless potatoes. They look like I baked them out in the sun. The damn sweet potato skin, like, shriveled up like he's been in water all day. I think I overdone him. And I put him in there for like 3 minutes. I think that was a bit too much. Yeah, it was good. She's in interrogation. Where's the light? Hold on. Yeah, you need the light, John. What would they be interrogating me about? Let's see. What's the possibilities? I don't know. I mean, I ain't done nothing lately. I'm trying to think of the last bad thing I did. Probably peeing in the grass. I pop a squat because I'm homeless, so I have to pee outside a lot. So, yeah, they'd be like, did you pee in the grass on Monument Avenue? They'd be like, we have surveillance footage of you popping a squat and wiping with a leaf. I'd be like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. That's so funny. Oh, God. I haven't been interrogated in a long time. Ooh, the last time I was interrogated, it was over my car that was stolen. This girl that I used to have as a friend, she stole my car in the middle of the night and crashed it through a condo when I was like 20, 21. Well, we had to have been old enough to drink because we were at the beach drinking. Anyways, this girl stole my car and she crashed it through a condo down in Wilmington at the beach, Carolina Beach. And they interrogated us for like 6 hours. I mean, they were like, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. You know, it was a pivotal moment in my life. It was a very pivotal moment because the cop was telling me that my best friend had stole my car and crashed it. And me and this girl had been friends for forever. And I just did not feel, what a stupid fucking kid. I had to have been at least 21. Anyways, I remember cussing that cop out. I was like, you're full of shit. She'd never stole my car. Let me tell you something. If that played out today, I'd be in that interrogation room like, I don't know which one of them bitches stole my car, but I know it was one of them. 20 years later, complete, utter opposite attitude. Ain't it crazy how when you live through things and you experience so many people, you kind of can pick up on their behavioral patterns and their intrinsic worth, you know? It's crazy. It's crazy. So what happened was we drove down to the beach to meet some guys that we were all talking to. It was 3 guys, 3 military guys. We get down to Wilmington. We meet up with them because they were based down there. We all go out for a night of partying and drinking. We get back to the hotel. We keep drinking there. Apparently, I passed out. Me and Leah went to bed. So it was me, Leah, and Kat. I had actually brought both of them with me. They were riding with me. My friends always rode with me because none of my friends ever had the ambition that I did. Anyways, they had drove down there with me. I pass out. I wake up the next morning. I cannot find my car keys to the car. I go out on the balcony to look for my car in the parking lot, and my car's not out there. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I immediately called the cops. The cops show up. They're like, hey, little girl, we've been looking for you. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? They're like, get in the car. We found your car. Bad news. It's been totaled. I was like, what in the fuck? So they drive me, Kat, and Leah over there to the car accident. And where she hit, it was like, you know how like at the beach they have everything up on stilts, and it was a parking garage underneath? She actually went barreling through the parking garage. They said that she accelerated through the opening of the parking garage. She accelerated and she hit right where their main water lines were. It was like a utility room. So when she hit, not only did she knock the power out, but she knocked the whole entire water out for the entire building as well. When they got us to the scene of the accident, it was just a crescent shape in the wall. You could see where she had drove my VW Bug through the building. Crazy. And let's not forget, she's sitting in the car right beside me, knowing good and well that she stole my car and crashed it. But I don't know this, and the other girl, Leah, didn't know this. Leah's dead now. Drugs. So yeah, the cops are like, we're gonna need you to come down to the station. And I'm like, oh my God, what has happened? And like, I was drunk. I didn't remember shit. I knew I didn't do it, but I knew I didn't do it. Because we had got back to the hotel, and then we had drank more, and that's where shit gets fuzzy. So I knew I didn't do it because my ass drove back sober. Well, sober enough to damn drive. So, listen. Since we're talking about it, you know I used to drink and drive every day. Every day. I used to make almost a 5-hour drive every day, drunk as fuck. Did that for about 7 years. People have no idea the fucking change I've made, and they want to come here and talk about me cussing. You can suck it. You can suck it. It's Saturday night, and I'm sitting here with a baked potato in my damn pajamas, minding my business, and society. Thank God the trolls are probably out getting drunk and doing drugs, but that's what losers do. So, they want to come here and break me down when I'm literally like over here. And like I said, there's so much that I want to tell you guys, but everything I tell you guys, it gets turned around on me. Do you know what that does to a creator that came here to talk about important shit? It's like, what's the point? So anyways, they pulled us into interrogation. The cop then separated us. They all had us in like all one room. And then they separated us, and the cop got me one-on-one, and he was like, well, we know who stole your car. He was like, it was your best friend. And I was like, she'd never do that. She'd never fuck me over like that. She'd never do that. She actually did that. They had her fingerprints. They had witnesses. She crashed the car with a man in the back seat. He was drunk. Yes, the guy that okay, so us 3 girls went to go meet the 3 guys. Well, that guy that she was talking to, he had passed out in the back seat. When she crashed the car, he was back there asleep. And they were all military, so they were in huge trouble after all of this went down. They didn't crash the car. They didn't do nothing wrong. But just because there was an incident and their names were involved and they were interrogated, they were reprimanded at work on base. I'm surprised that guy ever talked to me again. Lord. I said, sure, I'll come down and visit you with my 2 best friends. And this is why your girl rides solo. I bet he's done reiterated that story so many times just like me. Especially the guy that was in the back seat. You know, could you imagine being passed out in the back seat and somebody crash a car? I mean, You know he flew up out the seat. Yeah, so the cop said she did it. They said they had her fingerprints. So those VW bugs, like the seat laid, like rotated back, you needed 3 fingers to push up to move the seat back. Well, as it just so happens, my best friend was like a foot taller than me. Tall, beautiful, skinny girl. And she would have needed to move the seat back. They had her fingerprints underneath the seat. They also, after she crashed the car, they had witnesses in a condo that was facing the other hotel she crashed into. There was people heard the crash at like 3 a.m. or something. It was like after the bars closed. They come out on the balcony and they saw this tall, skinny, long, black-headed girl running down the road. And then they said that they saw some guy